like waist deep, not even. And just like squat if you want to get your full body wet, because if you go way out to the midway, no one is gonna hear you. You're gonna be screaming and thrashing, and you know, depending on where they bite you, it could be critical damage, and it's just not safe. So yeah, you want to go do that. And as far as it goes for the beach, when you're here, even if it's overcast like this is, I mean, you can see the sunset, it's really pretty, but even if it's overcast, you want to like put on lots of sunscreen. Now, sunblock will block out the sun, but sunscreen will actually allow you to get a tan, and that's great, because if you get a tan, you know, you're probably getting your vitamin E, which is what everybody needs, but you only need 15 minutes to get your vitamin E. You don't need to be out here for a whole day to get your vitamin E. You want to put on your I like sunblock because it keeps me fair. I mean, you go to Florida here, just about everyone is tan. I like to stand out, I like to be different. But if you go to someplace like here, yeah, you want to put on like at least, I put on 50 SPF because I want to be fair skin. You could probably get away with maybe half of that, 25 or 30 SPF, and get your tan. Remember, you're supposed to reapply it, like I think it's every hour, every couple hours. I use Neutrogena. I like it. It prevents me from getting burned. Do not try to get a burn. Try to get a burn, you may have to go to the hospital depending on how severe the burn is, because the burns could be as severe as an actual fire burn. Trust me, I know, because my brother had one. He had them on both of his legs, and they swelled up into big pus bubbles, and I've had it where I've lost layers and layers of skin, like totally peeled off. So don't press your luck to be like, I want a suntan. Like, you can get a suntan, just make sure you put on your sunscreen so you don't go and get burned. You know, if you want nose tan, then put on sunblock, but I guarantee you come to this beautiful beach, something like this, you're gonna get burned the hell out of. Now, if you want a beach with no rough waves, you can go to not the East Coast, the West Coast, and there'll be no surf, and you'll have like really unique shells, like long and curly, which are really cool looking because they kind of look like curly cues. And then you could go to like, you could go to the beach and on the West Coast, and there'll be white sand. As you can see, this is the East Coast where there's dark sand. Now, I'm not quite sure about the reasoning behind that, but I know that on the West Coast they are very, very particular about their beaches. They won't let you be there past dark, and the beaches are very clean. They have somebody that cleans them up like routinely. You can't leave any trash on the beach, you will get fined. You come here to the East Coast, people bring their dogs, and sometimes the dog shits on the beach, and you're like, what the fuck, man? Pick up after your damn dog. You come here after dark, when it's pitch black out, there'll be 10 people banging on the beach, like, and they don't set up like, you know, a little camp, but they're, you know, it's so dark because we have sea turtle laws here to where like you can't have certain kinds of lights on while you're at the beach at night, because the sea turtles come here and, you know, make a nest for their eggs, and if you have your lights on, the babies go blind. So so there's so many people on the beach that unless like there's a cop out here patrolling with a flashlight, which he's not even really supposed to have. I mean, I think a cop could get away with it, but normal pedestrians shouldn't be using flashlights on the beach unless they're the special turtle lights. And if you're patrolling on the beach at night here, like, unless you're like a police officer patrolling, you're not gonna notice it, or unless you're walking. Remember one time when I was 19, I was walking on the beach with my friend. We weren't doing anything bad, but we were walking, and I saw this dark figure and I didn't know what it was because, you know, I thought it was maybe like a hole some kid dug at the beach. But I just kept walking anyway, and I tripped and went flying forward, and this guy was like, "Hey!" and he like gave me his fist, and he's like, "Hey!" he's like freaking out. I was like, "Oh shit!" And he was pissed off. Apparently he was banging his wife on the beach, or whoever the hell that was he was banging. And I was like so like embarrassed and scared that me and my friend just beat it out of the beach, made a dash for it, because we thought that guy was gonna like come and beat the snot out of us or something. It's funny, but yeah, that was at Paradise Beach, and I haven't gone back there at night since, just because it was like really creepy. But yeah, there's always like 10 people banging on the beach at night, because, you know, like probably their parents are like, "What you banging here?" or somebody's probably like cheating on his wife or something, so they have to take her to the beach to bang her. It's stupid, and I don't, oh, it's so cold. Oh, I got my pants wet. Anyway, I don't know why anybody would want to bang their wife on the beach or their girlfriend or whatever, because the wind is so filled with sand that after you leave, you can feel like there's like a layer of sand on you. Sometimes you could get away with it, but like if you're on the beach and you're hooking up, it's like the sand's gonna kick up around you. Like just by walking, on the beach, you have to like rinse your feet off. So I don't know why anybody would want to do that, because you get sand up your twat, you're gonna have to go to the doctor because it's gonna get very difficult to come out. And you don't want to have to do that, because if you get sand in your lady parts, then you could potentially have what's it called? Yeast, yeah. You could potentially have yeast. I don't know if you can see the ocean there, but it looks so pretty out. There's a bird right there. Yeah, like this is so like calming. The air is very soothing for the soul, because you're like, it's like, just taste that clean air, and it's wonderful because it's salty and great. Now the thing about the water here is that it is actually it's actually kind of murky. I don't know if you can tell. It's not murky, but it's the Atlantic. So when you go in the water there, you can't really see very well. Even if you have like glasses on, like goggles, you could see like to an extent. But once you like just pass maybe your foot, you can't really see much, just because the water is so salty and murky. I keep wanting to say murky only because it's so green, you just can't, I don't know. Like I've been in other places in Florida, like if you go to like say the West Coast, the water is crystal clear. You could see like really far, and the water is warm. But here the water is cold. Probably because it's coming from the north as well, because New York has got the Atlantic as well. So it's really cold, but like once it gets to like 90 degrees or 100 degrees outside, it's the water is nice and warm here, especially in the summer around June, July. See, there's somebody's got their dog. It doesn't even have a freaking leash on him. Like what the crap is that? Like put a leash on your dog. Like we don't want your dog jumping on us at the beach. Like it's one thing if people like dogs, or if they're not allergic to them, but I'm allergic. So I don't want people's dogs like running all over the beach. But yeah, like there's, you know, a lot of things. I mean, what I'm gonna tell you about the beach here in Florida is if you want to party, you want to have a good time where it's not regulated as much, you go to the East Coast, which is great, because you go to the East Coast and we've got Orlando, that's about an hour north. You got Cocoa Beach, you got all kinds of things here. If you want boring and tranquility, and I call it boring because once it hits like sundown, you have to leave, and if it's like sun goes down at 6, well then hey, you gotta go. And there isn't much to do other than the beach there. Then you go to the West Coast, like you go to Panama, you go to, now if you want like really clean beach, go to Destin. Destin is really nice. There's a lot more social activity going on there. They have some dorky little tiny water park, and I'm not like dissing the water park, but it's just like, you know, it's small So I mean, I've been to like Wet n Wild and Blizzard Beach. I kind of prefer Blizzard Beach to Wet n Wild because it's cleaner. In fact, they're actually closing Wet n Wild. I think they already have it closed now, but they were closing it and they were selling it off to Universal. So I wonder what Universal's gonna do with it. But yeah, like we have Blizzard Beach and it's really, really nice. So like that's in Orlando, Blizzard Beach. Whereas if you go to like say the West Coast, it's so pretty. But if you go to the West Coast, you're gonna find like stuff like this one water place that's in Destin. It's okay. They have a really nice hotel there where the pool is like huge and it's lit up, but that's nice too. But like, you know, when I go someplace, like when I go to a city, I want to be able to like I want to not have to ride 30 minutes or 20 minutes to get to a store. I want to be able to just go down the street and get to the store or whatever. I mean, of course you go to like Brevard County, the Space Coast, where they have all the shuttle launches. That's again the East Coast. But you go here, you still have to travel 15-20 minutes to get places. That's okay, but there's just more things to do here in the East Coast. So what I recommend is if you want something for your family or your friends to have a party, to have a great time, come to the East Coast. Meet us here in Brevard County, and then like travel your way up to Orlando and hit all the like cool places like Disney World and like Universal and stuff like that. Have a great time. You go over it, but if you just want like to meditate and have like some peace of mind, go to the West Coast. You'll have a great time. And keep in mind, if you do go to the theme parks here, that Universal has more rides based on adults, whereas Disney has more rides based on children. Both are good for families, but there you have it. And I hope you like this video. If you like it, please leave a kind comment below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye! Have a good one.